there, I'm Dr. Carol. Thanks for watching. I love answering questions. Not long ago, a very frustrated husband reached out. He said, Dr. Carol, my wife and I have had a happy marriage for 23 years until about 4 years ago. Ever since she entered menopause, it's like she's becoming a different person. She used to be very sexually responsive and would often initiate intimacy. Now she does everything she can to avoid sex, and I'm having a real hard time with this. A couple of my guy friends at church are also struggling with similar issues with their wives. We need some help. Well, Gary, can I call you Gary? Many husbands notice some changes in their wives as they go through the menopause transition. If I were talking to your wife, I'd have a number of things to say, but I'm talking to you. As her husband, let me just give you a moment of insight and a couple suggestions about what you can do to hopefully improve things. The hormone changes your wife experiences going through menopause, especially the drop in estrogen, affect her physically, emotionally, and otherwise. Physically, those changes often result in intercourse becoming uncomfortable, perhaps even painful. And you can imagine how much a mood killer physical pain can be for your wife. Libido often changes at menopause, sometimes down, but sometimes up. Your wife probably also takes longer to warm up. It takes her longer to become aroused and able to move forward with intimacy. The emotional component of the menopause transition is also very heavy for many women. She may feel old for the first time. She may feel like life is passing her by. Going through this transition may make her worried about her health, may bring up thoughts of her own mortality, concerns about the other people around her. The stress level many women are carrying at this time of life is also very heavy. Your wife may be dealing with multiple generations, aging parents, children growing up and leaving home, maybe children struggling in various ways. There may be issues going on at work with job changes. She may be concerned about retirement, financial stability. There may be other things going on in the relationship between you and her. You may say, well, what do all those things have to do with sex? For you as a man, you may have sex in its very important compartment. For your wife, it's much less compartmentalized. Everything about her impacts her interest in and ability to engage in intimacy. Her fatigue level, her energy level, her general level of physical well-being, the other elements of your relationship, even her own spiritual life, other things that people say and do and what's happening around her in the world, all of those impact your wife's interest and ability in intimacy. So what can you, as her husband, do? I have 3 suggestions. First of all, I encourage you to talk with your wife openly and caringly and listeningly about these issues. Be sure to listen. Let your wife know how important this issue is to you. Make your heart a safe place where your wife can explore and talk about and deal with all these many issues she's probably dealing with at this time in her life. Second, if your wife has not had a recent medical evaluation, help her do that. Many of the symptoms that happen at menopause can be helped with appropriate treatment. Especially the physical pain or discomfort with intimacy can often be helped with vaginal estrogen. It's possible that may make a huge difference for her and for you. And third, I encourage you to romance your wife all over again. She needs to know that you still want her. She needs to hear from you that she is still number one to you. She needs your encouragement. Be sure to pray for her as well. Don't see yourself as fixing your wife. You can't do that. But as her husband and as her best friend, as the most important human being in her life, there's a lot that you can do to help her through this most challenging transition. In my new book, Dr. Carol's Guide to Women's Health, there's a lot about menopause and the other health issues women deal with, at that time of life and in the years to come. I encourage you to get a copy, perhaps for your wife, but also for you. There's a lot of things in here that can help you understand what she may be dealing with, and hopefully give your wife some insight into other things that she can do to improve her well-being. You can find Dr. Carol's Guide to Women's Health on our website, drcarolministries.com. You can find it on Amazon or wherever books are sold. And I encourage you to get a copy. If you have a question that you'd like me to ask, do write to me. I love to hear from you. You can send your question to drcarolministries.com/contact us. I'll read those personally, and I may be able to answer your question in an upcoming video just like this. Until next time, may God richly bless you. Now go and live well.